Okay, so this is part of my senior graduation project. I'm doing it on the Six Nations. I forget how to say what they really are called. So, let me put my Six Nation packet, PowerPoint, whatever. So, you may ask who are the Six Nation. In 1390 is when the well, originally there was 5 nations. So, those 5 nations were the Iroquois, Mohawks, Onondagas, and then Kavugas, or however you say it. And then during the 1575, the tribe of Tuscaroras were accepted in the Iroquois nation. The Iroquois nation is what it was originally called, and today they call it the Hayadanasinia. I can't even pronounce it, but I'll have it written down, I guess. And it's people of Longhouse. They lived in the Longhouse, and basically, I'm gonna do this on making this YouTube video of spearfishing. Basically, a little background of the spearfishing is, besides hunting, fishing was a big part of the Native American diet. They fish all year round, so, good protein. Fish is pretty good. Except it was a men's job to catch a fish, to use a spear. I'm going to be teaching you how to make a spear. It's not going to be a real spear. You can't really go out and catch fish. I'm got to take it into school, so no sharp ends or anything like that. Got to actually do all this stuff down, because my school sucks. If you don't know my school, it's Upper Marion. And yeah, so the women used a hook and string method, which is sort of like what we use today, except just a little different, and it was made out of wood and whatever else type of thing they had at the time, mainly wood. So the ideal time that they spearfished was winter and spring. The reason in winter is because, water's frozen, and granted, you gotta think, and this was like New York area where they originated from. Canada, New York, so they got the Great Lakes, which do freeze. Now, I was actually up there a couple weekends ago, and it was pretty cold, and that was April. So, back to the topic. They used winter was the ideal time. Was one of the ideal times because as the water froze, they could go up, make a hole in the water or in the ice, and then they throw the line in or they start spearing. They actually, I was reading from some site, I forget what the site's called at the moment. I got no internet access, so, but basically they covered themselves with fur and looked into the water, the hole, and seen the fish swim by, and they could catch them. Personally, that's pretty cool. So during the spring, gotta change it. Second. During the spring, the water was warmer, they were able to walk across, or mainly they took canoes. Canoes was their way of getting around places. And you know, canoes are still used today. And then we got other boats like the kayak, which is sort of like a canoe, except goes a little. Actually, they go about the same speed. So basically, normally they would go at night, so the torch would illuminate the surface of the water so they could see the fish swim by and all that good stuff. And so it's a little brief history about the Six Nations and then their spear fishing. So basically, let me minimize this. Basically, I went out, found some sticks were sort of ideal to show you two spears that they used to make. I got the other one because I like woodworking, so why not? So it's already been 6 minutes, and actually I got everything all set up, so I sanded it and all that good stuff. That's a shaving right there from all these. And I got some spares. And let me tell you what I used. So basically, all I used was a pocket knife. My little $5, I think, pocket knife. And granted, I gotta sharpen it. I used the knife. You know, Native Americans never had this, and so they had to make their own knives out of stones, rocks. Well, stones and rocks are the same thing, but I meant stone. That was what they used. After they progressed a little bit further, they used steel. Steel is a great, or metals, or minerals, and so they never had this type of knife. But we are in the 21st century, so therefore I'm going to use my tools I got at hand, like a smart American. And I also used a saw part. Basically, all these little bumps, these don't really matter, but there's some that I took off. And you can tell, took some. Probably could have did a little better at the shaving, but it's a quick video. So let's get started. So you go out, find a sturdy stick, so then it won't break. And if you get a big stick, pretty big stick. Kind of easily broken, and they used to hit the ground, so you snap. You don't want that. And back then it was survival of the fittest, so they don't want to let the fish go away. So that's no, you want to stick sturdy. Okay. It's not sturdy. That's why I got spares. Sturdy stick. So it won't break. Now, I'm gonna make the little hooks. And basically, I was not prepared, so I don't have a pencil, so I gotta pause this and go back inside and get a pencil.